BYD has just done something that is being discussed all over the global market right now. From the big players of the auto industry to the EV enthusiasts, everyone is surprised because on March 17, 2025, BYD has introduced the Megawatt Flash Charging technology with its new Super E platform. Imagine a world record of 1000 A charging current and 10C charging rate, that is 1 megawatt, 1000 kilowatts of charging power, which can enable an EV to achieve a range of about 400 kilometers in just 5 minutes. It can be easily installed in models like Han L and Tang L, and this feature is not just an upgrade, but a revolution in charging technology. Now the question arises, what technology has BYD used in this, and how will this move shake the entire EV market? We will give you the answer to this in this video, so stay tuned till the end of the video. Before moving on to the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can be the first to see such videos. Before knowing about that new technology of BYD, let us tell you some surprising things about BYD. This company, whose name is echoing in the entire EV market today, was once a simple battery manufacturing factory. BYD, which started in China in 1995, initially made batteries only for mobile phones and laptops. But gradually the company understood that the coming era is of electric, and from there started BYD's real game plan. First it stepped into electric buses, then electric cars, and today it has become the world's largest EV and plug-in hybrid car manufacturing company. Not only this, in 2023, BYD strengthened its hold not only in China, but also in Europe, Latin America, and even other countries of Asia. Now you must be wondering how BYD came up so fast? The secret behind this is their full-stack control business model. While other companies buy batteries from others, BYD makes its own batteries, motors, electronic control units, and even software. This means that they neither have to depend on others nor have to compromise on technology. This is the reason why BYD is able to bring new innovations to the market every year. Their specialty is not just in making batteries, but in making batteries safer, more powerful, and more durable. When BYD's Blade battery entered the market, it changed the standards of battery safety. The risk of thermal runaway, i.e., bursting due to overheating, was almost eliminated. Due to this trust, customers started buying BYD cars blindly. Then BYD did not limit itself to just affordable or mid-range cars. They also entered the luxury segment, models like Han, Tang, and Seal, which give direct competition to Tesla in features and technology. And now the matter has progressed so much that apart from Tesla, other big companies have also started seeing BYD as their biggest threat. BYD's position in the global market is such that in 2024, it overtook Tesla to become the company selling the most electric cars. Its entry into Europe was a bit slow earlier, but now BYD cars are being seen on the road there too. BYD's network is expanding rapidly in South America, Africa, and Asia. Another big reason for BYD's success is its pricing strategy. While other companies make cars expensive with high-tech features, BYD introduced the same technology at an affordable price. This increased the pace of EV adoption even in those markets where people were earlier hesitant to buy expensive EVs. Today, BYD is not just making cars, but is changing the entire EV ecosystem. They have a hold in battery technology, charging infrastructure, and sustainable energy solutions. What is the real meaning of Super E platform? Now, if we talk about Super E platform, people often consider it just a new charging technology, but in reality it is a much bigger and advanced concept than that. BYD has designed it in such a way that it is not just a way to charge the car faster, but a platform to upgrade the entire EV architecture, i.e., the entire electric system of the vehicle. You can understand it like this. Instead of just increasing the charging speed in a phone, its processor, battery management, cooling system, and software are upgraded simultaneously. This is what has happened in Super E platform. In this, battery management, power delivery, and charging infrastructure have been connected together so that the vehicle not only charges quickly, but also becomes more efficient, safer, and more durable. First of all, let's talk about battery management. Battery is the most expensive and most important thing in an electric vehicle. If the battery management system, BMS, is not designed properly, then no matter how fast the charging is, the battery will get damaged quickly, may overheat, or performance will drop. The battery management in BYD's Super E platform has been upgraded to handle high current and high voltage with ease. 1,000 current means that the battery is filling with power very quickly, and this requires keeping the temperature inside the battery cells under control. This platform has an advanced thermal management system that prevents the battery from overheating and maintains its health for a long time. Now, let's come to power delivery. Just filling the battery in an EV is not enough. It is equally important to properly deliver the power of that battery to the motor and other electric components. The power delivery system in the Super E platform has been optimized so that every unit of power present in the battery can be used properly. This means that after charging, the vehicle will run more efficiently, power loss will be less, and you will get more range on each charge. BYD has used high-performance power converters and control units in it, which can manage very high current without overheating or power drop. Now comes the charging infrastructure. The biggest feature of the Super E platform is that it has been designed for megawatt-level charging. 1 megawatt charging means that if you have the right charger, then your vehicle can achieve a range of 400 kilometers in 5 minutes. But for this, not only the technology of the vehicle, but the charging station also needs to be equally advanced. BYD has designed this platform in such a way that it is compatible with the high-speed chargers of the future. This means that as the charging network upgrades, your car will also be able to take full advantage of it. The advantage of this integration is that now every electric part of the vehicle has been designed to work in sync with each other. In the old systems, the battery, motor, and charging units were of different designs and manufacturers, which sometimes caused compatibility problems and reduced performance. In the Super E platform, all this is being designed and controlled by the same company, BYD, which brings a big improvement in performance, safety, and reliability. Another important thing is the scalable design of this platform. BYD has designed it not just for 1 or 2 models, but for its entire car lineup. That is, whether it is a luxury sedan, SUV, or commercial vehicle. Super E platform can be scaled accordingly. This also reduces the production cost, and new technology can be launched in more vehicles quickly. Apart from this, software also plays a big role in this platform. BYD's in-house software monitors the charging process, power management, and battery health in real time. If any cell of the battery starts overheating, the system immediately adjusts the charging speed. If more power is required during driving, the motor immediately gets more power. Such smart adjustments were previously seen only in high-end supercars, but now BYD is offering it in its mainstream EVs as well. Another advantage is future-proofing. EV technology is changing very fast, and if today's cars do not support tomorrow's charging standards, they will quickly become outdated. The Super E platform has been designed in such a way that as the charging network and battery technology upgrade in the coming 5–10 years, this platform can easily support them. Megawatt Flash Charging, the magic of 1 megawatt power. The first thing that comes to mind when you hear megawatt flash charging is, can an electric car really charge so fast that it can travel a long distance in just a few minutes? BYD has answered this question with a yes, and that too not just for show, but with solid technology. 1 megawatt, i.e. 1,000 kilowatt charging power, means that your car will get as much power as is required to run the entire plant of a small factory simultaneously. And the current of 1,000 A and 10C charging rate in this makes BYD a world record holder. Here, 10C means that the battery is being charged at a rate 10 times its capacity. That is, if the battery is of 100 kilowatts, then it will be charged at 1,000 kilowatts. And this is a game-changing speed for any EV. Now think, what is the real benefit of this speed? Earlier, on long road trips, one had to wait for half an hour or more to charge an EV. But 1 Megawatt Flash Charging can provide a range of about 400 kilometers in just 5 minutes. This time is almost equal to refueling a car at a petrol pump. And this is why this technology has created a stir in the auto industry. But such fast charging is not just a game of increasing power. The biggest role in this is of battery safety and thermal management. A current of 1,000 A means a lot of load on the battery cells. And if the right system is not in place, the battery can overheat and get damaged, or a dangerous accident can happen. BYD has made special arrangements in its battery design to handle this risk. It has an advanced cooling system that continuously monitors the battery temperature during charging and controls it immediately when needed. Thermal management means keeping the temperature of every part of the battery in balance, so that one cell does not get too hot and the others do not remain cold. For this, BYD has used liquid cooling channels, heat dissipation materials, and smart software control. This system takes data in real time and adjusts the charging speed accordingly. If the temperature increases a little, the system reduces the current, and when the cooling is correct, it increases the speed again. Apart from this, the battery cells also need to be of a special type for such high-power charging. BYD has used its blade battery in this, which has more density, more safety, and can withstand more charge-discharge cycles. This battery not only charges faster, but also gives a long life, due to which users have less worry about battery replacement. Another important point is the design of the charging station. To provide 1 megawatt power, the charger also has to be equipped with high-capacity cables, advanced connectors, and safety systems. Keeping this in mind, BYD has made its technology future-ready, so that as megawatt charging stations increase in the world, their vehicles can immediately benefit from it. Megawatt Flash Charging is not just a story of speed, but a combination of battery engineering, safety, and smart power management that makes EVs equal to petrol-diesel vehicles, and in some cases even more convenient. And this is why this technology of BYD is being considered as the next big turning point in the EV industry. 400 kilometers in 5 minutes. How is it possible? Now, the biggest question: how can this new technology of BYD give a range of 400 kilometers in just 5 minutes? It sounds like a science fiction film, but there is clean scientific engineering and smart design behind it. Let us understand it in simple language. First of all, let's talk about battery chemistry. EV batteries consist of many small cells, which can be thought of as many small water tanks that combine to form a larger tank. In the old charging system, these tanks had to be filled slowly. Otherwise, the pressure would increase and the system could get damaged. But BYD has adopted a special chemistry and design in its blade battery, which allows the cells to charge very quickly and safely. This is an LFP lithium iron phosphate battery, which can withstand high heat and greatly reduces the risk of overcharge or thermal runaway, i.e., battery bursting or burning. Now let's come to power delivery. When we say 1 megawatt charging power, it means giving a lot of power to the battery at once. In the old charging standards, the power ranged from about 50 kilowatts to 100 kilowatts, which took 40 minutes to 1 hour to fully charge the EV. Then brands like Tesla offered 250 kilowatts, and Porsche Taycan offered 350 kilowatts fast charging, which brought the charging time down to 15 to 20 minutes. But BYD has set a new level by taking it to 1,000 kilowatts, i.e., 1 megawatt. It is like filling a water bottle with water using a thin straw, and then putting a thick pipe in it, so that the bottle gets filled in a jiffy. But it is not easy to put power so fast, because a lot of heat is generated while filling current in the battery cells. This is where the cooling system comes into play. BYD has installed liquid cooling channels in its battery pack, which keep the temperature of every part of the battery equal during charging. This system takes sensor data in real time, and as soon as more heat is generated in any part, it increases the flow of coolant there. This neither gives the battery a chance to overheat, nor does the charging speed decrease. Apart from this, BYD's power management software is also smart. It monitors the battery's health, temperature, and charge level every second of charging. If the load is too high somewhere, it adjusts the charging for a while, and then, as soon as the situation becomes normal, it increases the speed again. This is the same technique that is also used in the fast charging system of high-performance laptops or smartphones, but the scale here is much bigger. Now, if we compare it with the old charging standards, it used to take about 5 to 6 hours to give 400 kilowatt range with a 50 kilowatt charger. At 150 kilowatt, this time becomes about 1.5 to 2 hours. At 350 kilowatt, it is about 20 minutes. And on BYD's 1 Megawatt Flash Charger, this time is reduced to just 5 minutes. That is, the wait for EV charging is now almost over. This technology is not only time-saving, but also makes EVs easier to use on a daily basis. Earlier, people used to say that EVs are not practical for long distances because charging takes a lot of time. But now charging in 5 minutes and traveling 400 kilometers means the same experience as filling fuel at a petrol pump, that too without smoke, without noise, and at a low cost. That is, this move of BYD is not only going to speed up the EV industry, but can also change people's thinking about EVs. And if this charging network is set up on a large scale across the world, then it is possible that the concept of petrol pumps may change in the coming years. Its impact on EV industry. The impact of this Megawatt Flash Charging technology of BYD on the EV industry is direct and deep. Earlier, Tesla, Porsche, Hyundai, and some European brands were considered top in terms of charging speed in the EV market. Tesla's supercharger network and Porsche Taycan's 350 kilowatt charging had once set the market standard. But now, the step taken by BYD with 1 megawatt, i.e. 1,000 kilowatt power, has changed the game of this race. Suddenly, BYD has reached the top of this race, and the question has arisen in front of other companies. Can they provide this level of charging speed or not? This is also a big challenge for other companies because charging technology cannot be brought in just by upgrading the car. For this, battery design, power delivery system, thermal management, and charging network all have to be upgraded simultaneously. Tesla may have its own charging network, but to achieve capacity like 1 megawatt power and 10C charging rate, they will have to make major changes in the battery chemistry and cooling system. The same is the case with other companies. Brands like Ford, Mercedes, Volkswagen will have to do years of R&D and heavy investment to reach this speed. BYD's sudden rise to the top in the charging time race is also special because It is not just a technology showcase, but it is already a finished product that has been fitted in models like Han L and Tang L. This means that it is not just a lab test or prototype, it is ready for customers to use in the real world. This creates an even more pressure environment for other companies because now a new benchmark has been set in the minds of customers. If BYD can give 400 kilometers in 5 minutes, why can't others? Another big impact of this will be on marketing and sales. Customers buying EVs will now give equal importance to not only the range, but also the charging time. Earlier, 15 or 20 minutes of charging was considered fast, but now BYD has changed the standard itself. Customers may find the vehicles of companies whose charging speed is low, slow, no matter how good their range is. Its effect will be clearly visible in the global market as well. In markets like Europe and America, where highway charging networks are rapidly being built, the installation of BYD's megawatt chargers means that BYD cars can become the #1 choice in the long-drive segment as well. If these charging stations become available in more places, the competition will become even tougher for companies like Tesla, Ford, and GM. The challenge of charging infrastructure. When we talk about 1 megawatt charging, it is not enough to just upgrade the technology of the car and the battery. For this, the entire charging infrastructure also has to be taken to a new level. For such high-power charging, the charging station has to be made very strong and advanced. Providing 1 milliwatt power means that the charger should have thick cables, high-capacity transformers, and special cooling systems that protect the charger itself from overheating. Apart from this, the power supply should also be very stable and powerful, because if there is a fluctuation in the supply, the system can be damaged with such high voltage and current. Now the question is whether this charging technology can be adopted in every country. The answer is currently not completely. The reason is that not every country has the power supply and grid capacity to support 1 MW charging on a large scale. In developed markets such as the US, Europe, Japan, and to some extent China, the necessary infrastructure to install high-power charging stations is available or can be built quickly. But in developing countries where the electricity grid is already overloaded, it will be difficult to implement 1 MW charging immediately. There, first a big investment will have to be made on grid upgrades, power distribution system, and charging network. Also, installing just one charger is not enough for 1 MW charging. Such chargers will require an entire network around them, which includes high-capacity charging hubs, backup power sources, and grid stabilization technology. That is, even though BYD's technology has been showcased globally today, for the next few years, it will benefit the most only those countries that already have strong charging infrastructure and power grids. Now let's come to the issue of battery life and safety. Many people think that such fast charging will reduce the life of the battery, and this concern is not wrong. Usually, when a battery is charged at high speed, the chemical reactions inside its cells accelerate, which creates more heat and increases the pressure on the battery. If this is done repeatedly, the battery capacity may gradually decrease, and it may have to be replaced soon. But BYD has installed multiple layers of safety and battery management technology to address this concern. First of all, BYD's Blade battery itself is very strong in withstanding high temperatures and high currents. Its LFP, lithium iron phosphate, chemistry greatly reduces the risk of thermal runaway. That is, the battery is very unlikely to overheat and explode or burn. Second, BYD has installed an advanced thermal management system in it, in which liquid cooling channels pass through every part of the battery pack. As soon as the temperature of a cell increases, the coolant immediately flows more there and normalizes the temperature. This system is so smart that it takes battery data every second during charging and adjusts the charging speed automatically when needed. so that there is no unnecessary pressure on the battery. Third, BYD's power delivery and battery management software together optimize the charging process in such a way that the health of the battery is maintained for a long time. This means that one made-up-earlier charging will not run at full throttle every time. If the system senses that the battery health may be affected, it will reduce the charging rate slightly so that the battery does not get damaged. Apart from all this, BYD will also advise customers to use megawatt charging only when needed, and use normal fast charging or slow charging for daily charging. This will also increase the battery life. Charging infrastructure and battery safety both will play an important role in the large-scale adoption of unveiled technology. It can spread rapidly in developed countries, but other countries will have to wait a bit for it. And as far as the battery life is concerned, BYD is well prepared to handle it with its design and safety system so that you can enjoy fast charging, and the battery also lasts for a long time. Future plans and mass production. Now the question is, what is BYD's future plan with this Megawatt Flash Charging technology? Currently, this technology is being used in high-end models like Han-L and Tang-L because their battery size, cooling system, and premium build quality support it. But BYD's target is not to be limited to the luxury segment only. In the coming 2 to 3 years, the company is also preparing to launch it in its mid-range premium SUVs and sedans. This means that this ultra-fast charging can also be seen in the upgraded versions of models like Seal, Song Plus, and perhaps Dolphin. If this happens, then this technology will not be limited to only rich customers, but will also reach common buyers. Yes, the price may be a little high in the beginning, but BYD's strategy has always been to bring new technology first in the flagship, and then gradually bring it to the mid-range, so that the price also decreases as the scale increases. The same strategy was adopted with Blade battery and DMI hybrid system, and now the same game plan is seen with flash charging as well. Now let's talk about whether this move will shake the entire EV market. The answer is yes, and that too at many levels. Firstly, the charging time will now be equal to that of petrol-diesel vehicles, so the biggest hesitation of people in buying EV, charging takes time, will end. This will increase the pace of EV adoption, especially among long-drive and highway users. Secondly, this will be a big pressure for other companies, because now BYD has set a benchmark in charging speed. If a brand offers only 15 to 20 minutes of charging, then customers will think that when you can get a car that can be charged in 5 minutes, then why wait longer? This technology can also bring a new market shift. Now, companies will not only focus on range, but also on charging speed. This will also force charging network providers to install chargers with 1 kW power. That is, this is a step that will shake not only the car industry, but also the energy and infrastructure sector. This new chapter of the EV race can prove to be the icing on the cake for BYD in terms of positioning. Earlier, people considered Tesla to be the leader in EV technology, but now BYD is trying to not only compete in sales, but also in technology innovation, but also to get ahead in many matters. If this technology successfully reaches the mid-range and mass-market models, then BYD's hold will be stronger, and it will become difficult for other companies to catch up. That is, this move of BYD is not just a product launch, but the beginning of changing the power balance in the EV industry. Now it remains to be seen how far this race goes in the coming years, and who is ready to challenge BYD. Subscribe to the channel so that you can be the first to see such videos.